review copies provided by PlayStation. Hello and welcome to Easy Allies Spider-Man 2 preview. I am Michael Huber, joined by...
Okay, Brad Ellis. We never do that. We always.
Hey, check the tape. I've done it before.
Check
a lot of
the
times.
tape.
A lot of times.
You want to do okay. Michael Damiani.
And we have all been playing Spider-Man 2 to varying degrees. But we are going to dive in to a preview of the game right now. Do not worry, have no fear. There will be no spoilers, I promise you. We're going to maybe go over like the basic premise for 30 seconds and then just go into, how it plays, how it feels. So let's dive right in. So this picks up less than a year after Miles Morales. And again, basic premise, covered it in the preview as well. Peter and MJ are hanging out with Harry Osborn. Harry's back, and Miles is really stressed out dealing with high school and going to college. But they're like Spider-Man together, So they are just fully operating as a duo, cleaning up the streets of New York City. And that's really all we should say about the story. Again, I mean, unless
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah. So that's the basic premise.
Yeah.
No spoilers. But what are the panel's thoughts about Spider-Man 2? How's it treating you? It's been 3 years since Miles Morales, so the hype...
4 years. No, it's... Oh,
2020.
Miles Morales. Yes, I'm sorry.
So the hype is just at a fever's pitch. Has it been delivering for you?
Yes.
I'm probably too early to like really say. 'Cause I've only played like an hour and a half or 2 hours, but I've been thoroughly impressed, like presentation-wise, storytelling, how they handle a lot of the storytelling, and just the world itself, I guess. Like, one moment I really remember is I was just swinging around, I like clipped a building on accident, like at the edge of it, and there's a fire escape there, and he like turned to like fit through it really
Yeah. That is in
smoothly.
2018, I will say that.
Okay, but I was just like, whoa, shit, it's good to be Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yes. I will say the zipping, I don't know if I just am imagining things, it feels faster. It feels a lot faster.
Yeah.
And I know when someone played 2018 on a PS5 or something, and it was like insanely fast because it was only being limited by the PS4. So it really feels like they have not limited this at all. You are zooming through
No
the city.
limitations.
Yeah.
As I feel it feels great swinging around. Also the glider,
The web
wings.
web wings, like absolutely really great to mix things up.
Oh, yeah.
Like you get like I feel like I want to get some altitude. I can like go into the web wings, kind of survey a little bit more. Like it's a little bit more
Totally.
focused. I mean, and then what is it called? Like when you like grab the like ledges and like launch
The point
yourself.
boost.
Like,
Yeah.
point boost. Like,
Favorite.
just weaving in what already existed along with web wings, it just works so well.
And something in 2018 and in Miles Morales that kept happening to me was I would swing and get too high to swing again. And I would just have to like wait and fall
Yeah.
until I got below
It
a
kind of
building.
eliminates that dead
Right, it eliminates
air
that
almost.
dead air. I can just, if I get too high, just open those web wings,
Totally.
zoom around.
I assume that's really good for crossing like the water too, going to different parts.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because usually, like before the water too, there's like throughout the city, there's like little boosts, kind of just like air coming out
And
that'll
there's
give you
slingshots as well.
and the slingshot.
Yeah.
But then the
jet streams.
the
or whatever.
jet streams.
Those things are so
Which
nice.
I was a little worried about to begin with. I was like, yo, what is this Superman 64 rings everywhere? But it's like,
That's
all you,
Exactly what I thought of.
they're not visible unless you like scan.
They're-
Yeah.
And then they'll pop up and then
Oh,
you
yeah.
can glide through.
But
So
no,
it's
they
not
are visible, but in a cool way. You see the wind.
see
Yes,
some
that's
wind,
what like how it trains
exactly.
you. It trains you to look for those or
Exactly.
vents on top of roofs. So it's like you
Yes.
now like,
With the
oh, I think it's
fans.
gonna do that. So like only when I was in a new area or I need to get somewhere really fast manually, it's like let me do that focus and just like get a bearing. But generally, I felt like I wasn't really looking at the map a lot, like because there's so many
Yeah.
good on-screen indicators. Like it really keeps you in
Yeah.
that view, which is a big highlight for me because like you don't have to fumble through a lot of menus. You're not like looking at a mini map too often.
Damiani, yes.
And combined with that fast travel system,
I love it.
Not like
I'm
being able to
obsessed.
switch between characters so quickly
quick.
and on the map, like almost pinpointing a spot and
Yeah.
it drops
Yes.
you there.
Which I didn't
It's like,
realize
oh!
for so long. I thought it just was like I wasn't paying attention to where I was clicking,
Yeah.
and then I was like, wait a second, if I click here, I literally appear right there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So-
it like fine tunes to like a street so that like, you're not in the middle of a building, but like it will put you there and it starts you like swinging and stuff. It's so nice.
It's truly amazing because each district has a progress meter, and to unlock fast travel in each district, you need to complete things within that district.
Yes.
So it doesn't unlock for like it takes a while to be able to fast travel anywhere. So you're really swinging around,
Yeah.
and the way the side quests open up and everything opens up, sometimes it'll be like, all right, here's a couple side quests, but then a lot of them you just have to discover
Yeah, you
naturally.
just have to come
Yep.
across
So with like playing 2018, it's like, all right, here's all these side quests. Then you'll like clean them up. You know, I'm a completionist, so it's like, all right, I'm gonna do all these. Then I'll do some main missions. Then more. I'm like, the way it handles it is just a lot better pacing.
Exactly.
For
That's
sure.
And I
right.
didn't even notice I couldn't fast travel until like a while into the
Yeah.
game
'Cause
because
I was just zipping.
Right, I was just zipping. I was seeing
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I was like, oh, there's that. Oh, there's that activity. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will also say the fast travel is not like it's not like how in GTA like you would zoom out of Trevor.
Yeah.
Move across Los Angeles or Los Santos, and then like zoom into Michael. Like it's not that. If I'm Peter and I switch characters, I am almost in the same location as Peter, but now I'm Miles, which I think works a lot
Yeah.
better for.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that solid state, baby.
Yeah,
stuff
they're
really
putting
fast.
in
Totally.
some work there. And to your point, real quick, I did love the introduction of the
pacing.
side activities. Because they never felt like they ever overwhelmed you.
Ever.
They let
Ever,
you.
ever.
It was
amazing.
That question of like, do I keep going on the main
Because like
story?
one, I think of the backpacks, and it's like, okay, let me just get all these
yeah.
backpacks
Oh my
now.
God, I know.
And like that kept happening in the first game, and even Miles Morales, and it's like the way it does it in this is so much
Yeah.
better.
I never felt like I had to
Exciting.
like. It never felt tough to choose between keep doing the story or diving into side quests because
Yes.
like there's so many that are locked for enough time that like it's meted out at a very good pace because they're like, let's not overwhelm you. Focus on what you would focus, and it felt natural that like I've gotten into so much stuff now. Like it feels like the game's opened up. Now there's more things to do.
Yeah.
Yes, like I will go do these, and like you're just like naturally going to another destination,
Yes, and you're
and you see
stopping
stuff
along
along
the
the way,
way.
and you're like, let's just do that real quick, knock some things out. It's like it's fine. Like it really works.
And there's stuff that both Spider-Man can do, but then there's also just stuff that just Peter can do and stuff that just Miles can do.
I like
So
that.
it's, sometimes you have to switch.
Yeah.
But, if you're...
You can really choose who you want to be for the
And
most of the time.
If you're Peter and you're like on your way to something and you see something that only Miles can do, you're like, I'll just get back to that later.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like, ugh, I should go get that now, I guess, along the way.
Totally. I tried to RP too of like,
Yeah.
okay, I think it's a good time to be like Miles right now. I'm going to be Miles for a little while. Like, let Peter chill out. Okay, I'm going to be Peter. Let Miles chill out for a
Yeah.
minute. Like, so I really like that. Gabby, our New York correspondent here. We have new boroughs.
2 new boroughs.
We've got Queens. We've got
Boroughs.
Brooklyn. What did you think about this, Gabby?
So, they're cool. They are pretty cool. Like I said, like I warned, Queens is very low to the ground, mostly. So there's less.
I wonder if that's why they added the web wings. Maybe if it was like if it came after. I
I'm
wonder. Just a
sure-
theory.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But sorry, go on.
But I think it's interesting to have new places to explore. Manhattan is not expanded from what I can see. They didn't, add. There's a whole like fifth of Manhattan that's missing. So they didn't like add any of that. But it's interesting to see kind of the different environment that because Queens and Brooklyn and Manhattan look so different to each other.
Yeah, it really is
So
nice.
It is interesting and
Yeah.
fun to have.
Yeah,
the two
I
spots.
really like it because to me, New York City's more than just Manhattan. Everyone thinks Manhattan, but it is nice to just see more of it. Like someone like me who's not super familiar with New York is really
Never
great
even
to
been there.
see like the Queens, like the neighborhood where Peter grew up and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I really
Yeah.
appreciated all that stuff.
Yeah. And it's cool too if you get like a mission all the way over there. It's like, okay, I kind of got to like swing kind of far now. I got to get all the way over there.
Got
So,
those web
You got
wings.
the wings.
Yeah.
So
And
That's-
the jet stream.
Yeah.
Nothing like so far. No
Yeah.
traversals felt annoying, kind of. Anything
No.
like that. It's
Oh,
just
it's a
like
pleasure.
fun. It's just fun to goof around
Yeah.
and do whatever.
yeah.
I also really had to built out beyond where you could go, just for
Yes.
like for visual immersion.
Yeah.
It's like very detailed, and to the part like I see it on the map, like I think I can't go past it, but like it's clearly rendered out, and
can
it's like
see
oh,
JFK.
and then a warning's like we're gonna send you back, you know, you get
Yeah,
like a little
yeah.
warning, but like you see pretty far, and I'm like, oh man, wait for that next system where they can.
No, we are not going to JFK. Stop.
We're going to
also-
Jersey.
Yeah, no, we are not going to New Jersey.
The turnpike, let's go.
On no planet are we going to New Jersey.
Combat and stealth here.
yeah.
Two huge parts of this game. Obviously, you have traversal, but you've got your combat encounters and your stealth encounters. First up, let's start with a little bit of stealth. The biggest addition is the web line.
Oh,
This thing is crazy.
this thing is so.
Yes.
This thing takes care of an issue I had with 2018 and Miles
Mm-hmm.
Morales, which is like sometimes I just couldn't get to a spot when you're
Mm-hmm.
doing the stealth where I felt like I could.
They were like just out of reach, and you're just like, come on,
Yeah,
you're
it's
right
like,
there.
come
Let me
on!
run to you. Yeah.
Mash square. To
Yeah.
try to-
Yeah. So the web line is you basically can be on a web or a surface and then shoot out a web to another spot pretty much anywhere
Yeah.
within range.
Yeah.
And
and the
then
range
you,
is long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can walk on it and use it as, man-made place to pick up stealth
Yeah.
people or stealth takedowns. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. So basically it's like no one is ever out of reach because you can
Yeah.
just make
Yeah,
lines like almost anywhere.
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah.
So it was really good. Obviously, because you're more powerful with that, the enemies have some other like tricks. There'll be like drones kind of flying around, maybe.
Yeah.
That'll bother you up there. But what did you all think of the stealth encounters in general?
Well, I have a question first. So you can
Yeah.
answer this from mechanic wise.
Yeah.
In this one, you can hold R2, then push X to get on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Was that in the first game?
Yes.
So yeah, you could aim and like shoot to the surface. Yeah.
But in this one, you can just jump.
Yeah, I don't remember being able to jump like
no,
that.
it was a little messy. In
Yeah,
2018
you had to, like,
Because I
aim
felt like I got
and
like
shoot.
stuck on the ceiling and stuff in times
Yeah.
when I didn't want to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did that and I was like, dude, yes.
Yeah, it's really
Helps
nice.
avoid some of that Assassin's
yes.
Creed
Totally.
something I
Okay.
don't
A little
want to
bit
do.
of
I had the
Yeah.
same issue, Brad.
For sure.
This is like the biggest difference. Coming off of Mirage, like how smooth
So
for me
smooth.
everything felt in
So
terms of like executing stealth gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, like
you move around like a friggin'
Yeah.
it's so zippy. You're just like zoop.
Exactly.
Gotcha,
To the
zoop,
point I felt like
gotcha.
I'm like, this is almost unfair. Like how,
Yeah,
like,
it
how
is.
much I mean, but like, you're a superhero.
You're
It's
a
like,
superhero.
Yeah,
And
it's like,
you're better
okay,
than you were in
I have
the
that
last
power trip.
game.
And I loved it when you got to their not necessarily always in like the main objectives, but there were side objectives about taking out like enemy encampments on top of roofs, and those got a little bit trickier in terms of like you don't have to do them all stuff. But I was like, I want to not get detected.
Yeah.
Can I really get away with this? It's like what can I do
Yeah.
here? How can I lure some over here?
Yeah.
Make the sound distraction over here. Can I be fast enough to do this? It's
Yeah.
like
It reminds me of the screwball challenges, Gabby, in the first one, the stealth screwball ones.
Yeah. Well,
Those were crazy.
Those were crazy. And also some of them just like weren't that fun. But the I like that in this game it never forces you to do stealth and it never forces you
Yeah.
Well, actually sometimes it does force you to do combat, but like in 2018 and in Miles Morales there were those segments where like if you got seen it was like mission failed, start over, and it's like okay, I just worked for so long to do this.
The screwball ones.
Yeah, those were the
Yeah.
ones. And I don't know, like I like Damiani said, I prefer to do the stealth a lot of the times just because it's
Same.
so fun.
Yeah.
Especially with the web shooter.
Yeah.
But this time, if I got caught, like I didn't feel like, oh god, I have to start this whole
Yeah.
thing again. Like it wasn't frustrating. or,
Guns
like,
blazing at that
Yeah,
point.
it didn't feel like it was getting in the way of my flow or getting in the way of the story or anything like that.
Yeah. Definitely, even 2018 always reminds me of like Batman Arkham, just like being this super powered person. And it's just like, how am I going to play with my food now? Like, how am I going to take
Yeah.
you all down?
Yeah.
yeah. And like like even when you get like combat, like the same evolution of your skills because like you have both Miles and you both have Peter, and then you have like a shared set of like abilities
Yes.
too.
The
which is
progression-
yeah.
All
crazy.
the progression is so much better.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty much everything you do, you get XP and tokens. You can use the tokens.
4 different types of tokens.
Yeah, multiple different types of tokens. Use the tokens to unlock additional suits. Use the tokens to upgrade your suit tech, which you both share, which is health, damage, traversal, and focus meter. And then you also have your gadgets that can be upgraded as well.
Yeah.
And the gadgets are streamlined. There was a lot of filler, in my opinion, in 2018 and with the gadgets.
Yes.
There were just so many I didn't use.
Right. It was like, I don't even know what this is.
And you could only have
Web
you know,
Blossom. That was it.
Well, yeah, that was the super move for sure.
Web Blossom.
But those ones, there was a weapon wheel with the gadgets, and every time you'd have to swap.
Yeah.
You'd have to like
It would
basically pause the game.
basically pause the game. So now there's just 5. You have your standard web shooter R1, and then you have 4 additional ones to the face buttons.
Yeah.
And it just makes you want to use and makes it easy to use all your tools.
Yeah.
And the UI like shows you a little picture. And you
have your
just,
low
I mash
cooldowns
that
and
thing. If
I
I'm
just-
in,
Yeah. Shoot them all, dude. Shoot everything I got.
go
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm like super early in the game still,
Yeah.
and I feel like I already have plenty of things to handle
Oh, yeah,
myself.
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I have so many cooldowns
You know
already.
what?
Yeah.
Brad, I felt the same way. I felt like, and in kind of a good way, because you're Spider-Man, like
Yeah.
you want to be super powered. I felt like I was leveling up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and obviously it gets slower towards the end.
Yeah.
And you need more XP.
Good
But
progression.
yeah, really good progression. I felt like I had enough power to not feel like I was starting a whole new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But still felt
Yeah.
like I was leveling up.
So
Oh, good.
So you have the gadgets, and then you have your 4 special moves. Each character, Miles and Peter, have basically 2 sets of those abilities. So like Miles has his Venom powers, not Venom, but like Venom from Miles Morales, the electricity thing. But then he has a different electricity thing. Chain lightning.
I saw that. I saw chain lightning.
Yeah.
Chain lightning.
And then, of course, we've seen Peter has, the symbiote powers, but then also the like
Metal.
mechanical
Yeah.
Yes,
arm.
the spider arms.
So you can have, you basically unlock moves for each of those, but then you can have 4 of any variety equipped. So you could have some symbiote powers, but then also some mechanical
That's
powers.
fun.
Yeah.
And then, Miles could have the Venom powers, but then also like the electricity powers
And
as
almost
well.
every slot or every slot, I don't quite remember, has at least 2
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like 8 moves, and you can have 4
Roughly,
basically
yeah.
equipped. So I like the variety there.
Yeah.
Especially with Miles, like the Venom punch felt like single target, high damage, and then the chain lightning was just like,
Yeah.
dude, obliterate like everyone
And
here.
isn't it's also in Miles Morales the one where he like jumps up
Yeah.
and there's
Yep.
you
Yeah.
like pull up all the guys with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really nice to have that, and you can mix and match, and also as
Totally.
you spend points in those, unlocking extra attributes. Whether it's I like how a lot of them do in general feed into the more you use and the better you're on offense or perfect dodge or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the focus meter, whatever it is that lets you execute those things and reduce cooldown. There is a system where you can spend points into decreasing that time you have to wait. So whether it's using the gadgets, whether it's using your special abilities, it encourages you to use those.
Yeah,
And
everything.
And honestly, the gadget thing, I did appreciate how easy it was to use, and you can add on multiple charges, and it just a lot of them are just bail you out. The one that just strings everyone together
Yep,
and pulls
yep.
them together. I'm
Yeah,
too many guys. Shit, just pull them together for a second so I can
Yeah.
focus on someone real quick. But I mean, there's so much depth there for people who are looking for. I want more than just spamming 1 or 2 buttons.
Yeah.
If you want to get really flashy and look
you
really
can get
cool, there's a
flashy.
lot
Oh,
there.
yeah.
There's you can jump off people. There's all the old stuff's back, and they added a lot of new additions that really make it feel that you could. The skill ceiling
Yeah.
probably went a little bit up, but just as good getting by doing. If you just find some simple things that work for you, you can
Yeah.
kind of keep focusing on them as long as you play by the game's rules of reading enemy attacks and
Yeah.
paying attention to
Yes.
those cues.
So, Brad Ellis.
Wait, were you done, Damiani?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, parries.
Parries?
Yeah, parries. New to the equation. Have you used the parries,
Yeah,
Brad?
I have a little bit. Yeah,
What
they're
are your
pretty cool.
thoughts on this?
It does feel nice to get the perfect parry or whatever.
Oh,
get the
yeah.
counter up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to how it evolves kind of over
Yeah.
time, something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm okay, good.
There'll be some tough enemies that have like
Yes.
multiple attacks in a row that you need to parry.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's sick.
I mean, to parry, I'm usually like, okay, good job.
I was really scared of the parrying at first because I'm not a person who enjoys parrying in video games. I usually don't understand the timing, but I found it pretty easy. Like,
And they don't ever do it with like the attacks you have to parry. It's never like you always have to parry in this fight. It's like no. There'll be once in a while an enemy or two will come in. It's like, oh, I gotta parry these guys, but like.
Right. But also like there's other ways to dispatch with enemies that are like parry only.
Web 'em up.
Use your web 'em up. Use your gadgets. Use your finishers. When finishers are back.
Oh yeah.
Yep, finishers, the focus meter. Small little change I liked with the focus meter to add a little bit of difficulty, a little more choice mid-combat. You could, if your focus meter, because it's bars, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't have a full bar in the originals, you could just pop whatever you had and it would replenish some of your health. Now you need a full charge.
Bar, yeah.
Now you need a full charge to get some health.
And it is
so it's like, do I want to?
Yeah,
it is. It's like, do I want to use this or do I want to do a takedown?
Felt that a lot, especially in the later parts of the game. Like, it definitely felt that choice. I'm like,
yeah.
I really want to take out this really hard dude right now, but like I know there's more coming. And like,
do I heal up here?
Heal because like sometimes like you're not doing well, and like you can't build up that meter that fast if you're not really like building up those combos and like dishing the damage.
Yeah. And then one other, like instead of the web blossom, so a web blossom was like your superpower, like you could have a super move in the other ones. Now it's basically like a berserker mode.
Yeah.
You fill up a meter and you can go like berserk and you like insta take down everyone and when it goes down. I was like, all right, this is whatever. I didn't even mention in the review. I'm just like, you just have like another way to like take a bunch of enemies out.
Yeah.
And like Miles and Peter had two different
Slightly
ones.
different ones, yeah.
But
yeah.
just another thing to add on to combat.
Oh yeah, there was also like in terms of progression, like we talked about like the different like currencies to unlock different things. We talked about like the skill tree, but also like you can power up the gadgets.
Power up the gadgets. Power up the suit tech.
The suit tech to me was like very important because like it's the basic health, strength, but also like your traversal stuff.
That's how you get point boost.
There you go.
That was like
how you get it. Yeah,
there is point.
No, but like the launch
thing.
Launch. So like, and that's my favorite thing to do.
Me too.
That is truly my
zip to a thing and mash X right with you.
It's like one of my favorite things in video games.
Yes.
So I was like, I have to get that immediately.
But along that path, there were always like choices at some point. 2 junctions or more, whatever the amount there were. There were choices about which you wanted, and you didn't get the other. I mean, though you could like switch back, I think. I don't remember. But
you could swap it any time, but you could only have one equipped.
Yeah.
And I found that it was like one of them is you can choose, it's either parrying, perfect parry or perfect dodge.
Yes.
And I knew, okay, I'm not going to use perfect parry that often because I'm not that good at parrying, but I use perfect dodge all the time. So I chose perfect dodge instead of perfect parry. And then I don't have to like waste points on something I'm never going to use.
Just letting you like tweak your build just enough to differentiate it from like everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, kind of move the game to shift the game to your playstyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very curious, like where you were focusing your points because you were saying like whether it was balanced because like I was trying to put as many points into like the shared common stuff.
It's me too.
Like rather than going,
like, I was kind of going back and forth.
And then like eventually every few levels, like okay, I mean, because I haven't spent anything in Miles or Peter, I should probably give them something.
I was doing the shared, and then I was like, dude, Spider-Man 2, gotta go symbiote here. So I like pumped up before like anything. I was like, I'm just going all in on the symbiote. So any other thoughts? Again, we're not going into story at all. This is not the place for that.
I just kind of want to touch on how smooth it is in combat to like incorporate everything with you. There's like a lot you can do this game, even incorporating like rubble or something that you could throw at them is all super seamless, I guess, how well it's executed.
And there's some really fun stuff you can throw.
I think that's like super impressive for how much stuff you can do in this game.
Absolutely. Like one of my favorite things, and this is nothing new, but like when you're in a combat fight and it's like multi-layered and there's people on the ledge, when you like point boost to the ledge and then jump off it and you do like the punch roll or like dodging under the wall and then punching off of it. Oh, like
I also, one of my favorite mechanics is back, the one where you jump up in the air and press square so you can kick people off the building. Love
Yes,
that. That's
dude.
bad.
Yes, swing kick. Just like when you like you'll kick someone and they'll like go up and then you'll do it again
Yes.
and they'll go.
Yeah.
Like juggle them, basically. Or you kick one guy off, turn a little bit, kick another guy off, turn a little bit, kick another guy
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot if we mentioned. Did we mention that like Miles also had like the camo that he go?
Yeah,
Right.
Camo's back.
So that's back too for stealth. Like
Stealth.
you have like for different play styles. Like Miles has a little bit of an advantage with
Totally.
that for sure.
Totally. So Spider-Man 2 coming up October 24th. We will be back here obviously
20th.
It's 20th.
October
20th, yeah.
20th. Oh my god.
Also, we are allowed to say that Huber's reviewing it.
Yes, the
Yep.
review
And you're allowed to say when the embargo is.
yes, that is the 16th. The review embargo is the 16th at I believe 7 a.m.
Wow.
It's
Look
in the
out for that.
morning. Yeah, the morning of the 16th. The review, it's Dawn is working tirelessly editing it as we speak, actually. So that should be going up. And then, of course, we will have a spoiler mode where we will go all in on the story details. But until then, I'm sure a lot of you are finishing your Miles Morales and 2018 replays right now. So get back to that, and then we'll see you later on. Review copies provided by PlayStation.